jury's still out, Cheryl. It could be second breakfast or it could be lunch. I'm not sure. But chicken can be enjoyed so many different ways. Today we're going to put a French twist on it.
Local chef Jesse Miller here to share his easy Italian chicken cordon bleu recipe. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you.
Get ready. You haven't even cooked anything yet. It smells fabulous.
Let's go.
Yeah, it smells great, and that's the key too. You want to use a good oil when you're making
Absolutely. You want to use something that's not impartial in flavor, but also has a high smoke point so it doesn't catch fire as you're cooking with it, because usually high heat.
And cordon bleu is a traditional recipe because it's stuffed with ham and cheese.
And then what I do is I just start stuffing different things into it, that combination, because I like to stuff things. So.
And you're doing it kind of an Italian fashion today.
Yeah, I think Italian's a hot thing, and everybody always thinks pasta heavy and all these different sorts of flavors and so on. So I'm trying to just kind of stretch that a little bit and talk about the proteins more side of it.
All right, well, where do we start?
Well, what I have is I had laid out the entire demo, and I want to talk to the local viewers about how to make this dish easy and simple by incorporating different things in the stuffing mix and how and why we do certain things.
Okay.
Our first thing is when you pound chicken out, you want to get it to an even thickness so that it cooks evenly and it wraps up and stays close as you're doing it. One of the neat little things that you could do is put it in one of the heavy-duty Ziploc bags, pound that, and you save all the mess splattering.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
I know, right? So everybody always wants to use the flat side, but what you're really trying to do is break down the muscle fibers so that they don't get tough as it cooks, and that'll cause it to open up. So making sure that you get flat.
I'm just teaching it a lesson.
Absolutely. If you have some aggression, you might want to just block that piece of chicken.
This thing's flattening right now.
And that's exactly what it's supposed to do. And what you want to do is get it to maybe a half inch, maybe a little bit thinner, like a quarter inch. But the biggest thing is when you're doing it, you don't want to go at an angle, you're going to put a hole in it, and then your stuffing will leak out of it.
So you want to get it nice and flat and ready to go.
Absolutely. So starting with that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I already have one pounded here to show you the size and how big this product gets as you work with it.
Oh, sure does.
And this is enough to actually feed 2 people. So you've got one chicken breast, because it's a large chicken breast, and you're adding stuffing to it. 2 people. So it's actually going to be cost effective as well.
And you're really just going for the size there. It's not like, I mean, can you over mallet it?
You certainly can, like right here, for that purpose. I want people to see that because that's what's going to most likely happen.
You're going to be careful not to put a hole in it.
Absolutely, but more
I'll tilt
importantly,
that
what
up
do we
so
do?
you can see there. We don't want the hole. You don't want to see the cutting board.
Absolutely, but the reason I left that, I made 6 of these last night, make sure we were on point, is to show people that you can still use that.
Gotcha.
You just kind of.
All right, well, let's quickly get through this so we make sure we can see it all.
Sure
and what are you
thing.
stuffing this with?
This is just some pressed basil. Just like to have that color in there, that flavor.
It smells great.
It does. Got the nice sharp provolone cheese right here. I like to cut it in wedges. It takes longer to melt, so it doesn't overcook and melt out. Exactly. This is some soppressata. It's an Italian dry cured salami kind of thing. It's got some black peppercorns in it. And that's all you're going to stuff it with. Going to get a little bit of seasoning on the inside there. Seasoning is the biggest key. And what we're going to do is just going to roll it up. Very slowly here.
My mouth is already watering for the record.
And now you see a little bit poking out.
Yes.
You know, you got your chicken here. You can just go ahead
Just
and
fill it
piece
in?
it on
Oh,
there.
wow.
That's exactly what you could do. And then if you ever had to do that, you're going to want to wrap it in saran wrap. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But then you got your standard breading procedure here with the seasoned flour, egg wash with a little bit of water to thin it, and then some just Italian breadcrumbs I bought at the grocery store. I just put a little extra Italian seasoning and some Parmesan cheese.
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay? So the next step is this here. This is what I really want to mention to people. When you're doing a breading item, you want to put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. That helps to make sure the breading doesn't fall off as you're cooking.
That's smart. Meld everything together.
It also smells great. You know, when you're forgetting. So you've got some planning in here. You got these in the fridge or even in the freezer. Pull them out long, and you can pan fry it. That's what we're going to do today. By rolling it up, you can squeeze the ends, and also this creates a product that cooks evenly. So you don't got overdone and fried.
Right, because it's universal in size.
Absolutely. Just going to
And then we're
wrap
just
it here a
gonna
little bit.
put
And you
this-
can see the texture here. This was dry. It's a little more moist now because of the egg wash, and I did this last night. But still, it sticks together. You always want to put the seam side down. And I'm good.
We have about a minute left, so we want to get that bad boy cooking up.
And that's
Got that
for
going.
how long?
Well, there's two ways to look at it, and I was thinking about that for our guests. If you do a proper pan fry, you're going to cook it in there. It's going to take about 10 minutes, and I rotate it 3 times. If your oil's too hot, which tends to happen, you have a thermometer. Place it in there, get it browned evenly, and just put it in the oven for another 7 minutes, maybe 350 degrees, until it's nice and golden.
Well, this is the finished product that you've got, serving it up with some asparagus and some mashed potatoes, and that just looks like a fabulous dinner.
It's really nice.
Jesse, thank you so much. You're going to be out with your students this weekend, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be at the Virginia Wine Expo. We're going to be cooking food for 900 at the Governor's Cup. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have a booth. We'll be passing out homemade chocolates from the class, and I'll be emceeing on the seminars.
It's 900 of your closest friends.
Well, I guess so.
He showed us the tricks of the trade for making a head, though, so
That's right.
he's definitely a good planner.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Jesse, for showing us how to make a classic cordon bleu.
Yeah, that was.
Look at that.
Second breakfast, here I come.
And that's going to do it for us this morning. Thanks for joining us here on Virginia this morning. Have a great day.
We'll see you again tomorrow morning.